I mean, to me, it all looks like junk. You know that.
I know
I mean,
People always saying, sell those old cars. You can't take them with you when you die. Well, you can't take the money with you either. Okay, so it's back here where?
You never know the storage building's behind you when you see it. This house kind of hides it, and there's a Quick Trip on the other side of the fence there. She's got half of it.
he was definitely a collector, and I found out he was a hoarder when it came to his car stuff.
So, what do you do to get rid of the antique cars and car stuff, parts? So these are the parts here?
Yeah.
Boy, you have to know your chords to know what this was, wouldn't you?
We'd have to.
As in C-O-R-D, not F-O-R-D. Ford, as in this guy, Model T and all. Henry Ford. What all did he have?
Well, gosh. He basically kind of was one who liked to buy pretty much everything that caught his eye. So he had a wide assortment of tools, cars.
Now, is this the Lycoming V8 right here?
Yes. This is the one for this car.
The 1936 Cord Sportsman, a great American classic from the E.L. Cord Automotive Empire. You know, Auburn Cord Duesenberg, the make Jay Leno called best overall car ever. And then along comes the 1936 Cord, blew everything out of the water, and we were brushing right up against one in this building. And this is the same engine in the sedan?
Yes. And that's the one out of this car.
Four-door sedan, but the same styling, concealed headlamps, low silhouette with no running boards, unitized body, same 289 cubic inch flathead V8 mounting behind that 4-speed semi-automatic transmission to a front-wheel drive setup. Novel stuff for the 1930s. Really?
Yeah, yes, but that were his dream car, but unfortunately he passed away without having them finished. Hi, I'm Joni Gilbertson. We're here to have a little discussion about my husband's Cords.
Yep, Cords and Fords. Now, when he got ill, did he give you any directions what to do with these?
Well, he told me Dave would help me.
Dave Martin.
We never really got a chance to talk a whole lot about helping, but he knew I would help him, and I knew he'd help me if I needed it, so.
Known the world over as the Wizard or Guru.
Wizard and Guru, I've heard that many times. Of the Flathead V8, yeah.
And you told me one time about how many you'd done.
I've done close to 300 of them, and I get calls constantly. They all run before they leave. Everybody gets to hear their motor before they pick it up.
Dave calls these 4 pictures one of the engine blocks I welded.
Yeah, I always told anybody, if you don't want to buy a car, don't tell me what you want, because I'll find you one. And man, I don't know how many cars I found for people that they wanted, because I had so many contacts and that. I got nothing for it. I didn't want nothing for it. Just finding a vehicle for them that they wanted.
Neither did he want a penny for helping his friend's wife sell all these cars and parts.
She has from here to there. That's hers.
Oh, big surprise. I'm used to hunting muscle cars, Mustangs, Camaros, Corvettes, stuff like that. Never found a barn find Cord. I've seen them in car shows and museums.
There's much room here to walk through here. Somebody's been in here, and this happens all the time. Somebody gets in here and goes through this stuff. There's Ford tractor stuff, there's Model A stuff in here, and just a little bit of everything.
He bought them, let me see, he retired in 99. He bought them the summer of 99, I believe. It was either 99 or 2000.
Okay, and what was his intention?
To restore the convertible. Not that, but having it restored, but it needed a lot of parts. It was a long ordeal of finding all the things that it needed, getting the work done.
You can go look these things at shows or in museums, but creeping up on one like this, I don't know, kind of makes me feel like part of history. When I looked inside, yeah, there it was, the aircraft machine instrument panel with a real tack and a cluster of instruments that Griffith Borgeson wrote about in his massive Eric Laban Cord book that I paid $400 for many years ago. The seats, they're wore out, but isn't it cool that these are the original seats? And I looked up what Borgeson wrote about them. The driver of Accord sat in it and not on it, which was a new driving experience for 1936.
This car looks like it needs everything. Complete restoration.
Yeah, the four-door certainly does, yeah.
Oh, here's the 812 Phaeton.
Which Dave helped his friend Kip, Joni's husband, tow the car home in 1999.
It was not nearly as good a shape as that one.
Okay.
The four-door sedan, no intention to restore it. The dream car sits partially restored.
Everything is painted. All metal is painted. There's a couple extra hoods, and there's 3 transmissions. I think all 3 transmissions were rebuilt. All body panels are painted. All the fenders, everything that should be painted is painted.
It was his dream car, and I thought he was going to get rid of everything else and just work on these, but that didn't happen.
What happened?
He kept everything else and worked on these cars. So I actually had a bunch of other cars to be sold. They're all gone. These are the only ones that are left.
They were all sold just word of mouth without any advertising.
Thanks to a car friend.
Dave Martin was a good friend of her husband and her.
Yes, for many, many years. Our kids
Many
were
years.
our kids were little, and they're now retirement age.
Yeah.
You get to be a pretty close-knit group, you know, and just you really hang together. In the car group, I think I mentioned that we ran at Bonneville, too, for 15 years. He was part of the group, so we did that for 15 years also. Really liked swap meets and that, so we did a lot of swap meets. That's what it's about, because they don't have the contacts that I have. The same thing with selling all those parts. They had just all kinds of tools to work on stuff. It didn't cost her anything for advertising because I did it all for just word of mouth.
Yeah, yes, I mean, we've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. Some of the parts are not here. They're at different storage places.
So your other storage facility, huh?
This is it's in a truck, what do you call it, truck trailer? A semi-trailer?
Semi-trailer
Oh.
stuff is.
How much money did he get in these cars? I mean, as far as
I
buying
couldn't
them?
even, I really don't even know for sure. I really don't, because I never really, I never really kept track of anything like that, because it would only be upsetting to me if I had to keep track of it, and I kind of knew. It isn't like I didn't have any clue, but I really don't know, because he never really said how much. I don't think he was real careful to keep track of how much money he spent. He spent a lot, more than $100,000 for sure.
Paid a restoration shop to do it.
Now, what did he do for a living when he retired?
He was a teacher. That was his career.
What did he teach?
He taught about 25 years of auto mechanics, and then the last, 12, 13 years he taught math.
But as a shop teacher, he had the skills to restore the car himself, right?
Well, not body work. As a teacher, he had no business owning a car of this type. There are people that were in the same boat we are, but most of the people that own them are people with plenty of money that they just buy them and have them restored. And they have the money to do it at top speed. We weren't poor, but we certainly didn't have money to be just dealing with having this car done all at once.
Did this cause any arguments with you and him?
I wouldn't say arguments, really. I thought he was a little crazy, but he just, I loved him and I was used to him. I always say I'm a very patient person because I learned to be.
Gotta be up here.
Well, the paint body work's done.
Oh, yeah, that, like I say, that part of it, that was done. And I kept after him. Every year I'd say, why don't we just take it to the upholsterer, get the darn thing done, and finish everything up and sell it, not sell it. I said, that way at least you'll get to use it or sell it, whatever you want to do with it. But I don't know.
Well, what's it lack then? Upholstery and what?
Well, upholstery, the top, the carpeting, that's all, an upholsterer does all of that.
All the old interior is there.
Yeah. But like I say, it needs a complete upholstery job. Everybody liked him. I liked him. But he was a character. Money was never his motivator, no, making money. Spending it was. Having it done makes a huge difference. And then you'd probably be able to get the money you put into it. But when it's not done, I don't know what it'll bring. But it's gonna go because it has to.